We are talking about the civil rights movement, Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. And I want to let you know on Blog Talk Radio on Mondays, we have a salute to Martin Luther King Jr. Martin Luther King Jr. We'll be saluting Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. on our show, Blog Talk Radio show. And we're going to be doing that on our Blog Talk Radio show on Mondays 11 to from 10 to 11 on Mondays on Blog Talk Radio. And I want you to be a part of our city. We have Martin Luther King. On last Friday, we was at Mount Sinai Baptist Church. We did a salute to Dr. Martin Luther King. And what we're talking about, Dr. King uh, movement is still alive. Every Monday, we have Martin Luther King Jr. movement, talk about jobs and equality. And as we come with Martin Luther King movement, to talk about Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. He was a drum major for justice, right, and truth. And we come today to talk about what happened to Dr. King's dream. And we feel that today, in carrying Dr. Martin Luther King's dream to the next level, as we move and pray, that we know that we can get Dr. King's dream to the next level. Martin Luther King was a drum major for justice. And some of the things that Dr. King put out was for things to work for people. And I feel that his life was cut off. He could be the president of the United States. And I feel that some of the things that Martin Luther King achieved, but we have lost for not moving fast, for not going forward. We're talking about the Equal Rights Bill. We're talking about economic rights. We're talking about business. We had more business in the 40s and 50s than we got now. But in the honor of Dr. King, I feel that we must stay focused and stay alive for things to work for us in Martin Luther King movement. And I feel that Dr. King still movement is still alive. I feel that Dr. King died for a good cause, but I feel we the people, black, white, brown, green, and red, will come together and talk about equality, jobs, humanity, and things working for all the people. So I feel that if we come and talk about what's happening with Martin Luther King, it'll work for us and it'll work for you too. So we all need to stand together and work in the behalf of Martin Luther King Jr. And as we work, talk about the movement, where we go from here, community care. We, I still say, that was 6 million blacks brought over from Africa. And that was really 12, uh, that was 120 blacks brought over from Africa, and 6 million killed themselves, jumped overboard, didn't want to be in slavery, they killed themselves. Another 6 million that got here, they was hung, lynched, and we still dealing with the psychosis of what happened to us coming from Africa. It gave us no healing, no deliverance. They gave us a God we know nothing about. They gave us the working plantation we know nothing about. So we're standing on the back of our ancestors, from the president to the outhouse, from the fields of Georgia, Mississippi, Arkansas, and Illinois. And wherever we might be, we have come a long ways. Uh, I want to talk about Reverend A.I. Dunlap, Reverend Sarden, Reverend James Bevel, Mickey Swanner, Ralph Abernathy, Loretta Scott King, Rosa Parks, uh, Sojourner Truth, Harriet Tubman. Those are the trailblazers of the civil rights movement. Daddy Grace, Father Divine. These are people that are the trailblazers. Nita Simone, Sammy Davis Jr. Those are the ones that stood up in the movement with Martin Luther King Jr. when he said, give us our rights to vote, gives our rights. So Dr. King did march for our rights. Johnson signed the Civil Rights Bill, and the Civil Rights Bill was signed. Where do you go from here? To human rights. Now, it's not right for the homosexual community to come out, well, we need our rights. They are sick. The homosexual people are sick, and what they're trying to do, annihilate the race of people, because two men cannot have no children, two women cannot have no children. So the homosexual thing is a myth. It's a trick. It's magic. So Dr. King did never march for the gays to have the right to marry. It was that kind of thing. It was the right to have the right for jobs, the right to live where you want to live. But there's a right God got, Adam and Eve. For God so loved the world, he gave his only begotten Son, that whoever believes in him shall not perish, but have everlasting life. So God, in Romans 1 and 26, God turned it over to reprobate mind because they was crazy. When you reprobate mind, you're crazy. So this is God saying, these people are crazy. These people need some mental help. When two men get together and marry, two women get married, and you supposed to be in society, you supposed to have morals and integrity. No way, no way that you can walk up and say God is keeping you. God is not keeping you. You have turned away from God. You turned away from society, and you feeding the society garbage and junk. Anytime two men get together and marry, it's not of God. Two women get together, not of God. I don't care how popular it might seem. It's not popular with me. I'm talking about a divine law, a law of God. Martin Luther King said, let freedom reign. The freedom of being free, not enslaving yourself into a psychological way of living that's not of God. You getting involved in a mental ill situation, and that's of the devil. So the angel Michael, Raphael, and you had the angel fight there. But Martin Luther King talked about us being loving, having homes and jobs. The people and send out a call of love. and love will bring it back. As I crossed over with Dr. King, he told me to let the people know that we said that we need to come back and church by church, house by house, learn who your neighbor is, what problem your neighbor got. You know, in the state of Michigan, in the state of Illinois, and the state of Indiana, they closed down all the mental institutions. So we have people that are sick. You know, homosexuals, they're sick. You have people mental ill, sick because the government had cut the budget for something else. So, and this is what the president of Russia said. He said that he don't want homosexuals in Russia, and he don't want them to be there. And he already know that if you have a homosexual population, you're not going to have no children. So I want to let you know, anybody thinking that's right, they crazy. Anybody think homosexual is right, they're sick in their mind, in their body. And the Bible, Romans 1 and 26, so I turn them over to a reprobate mind to do that which is unseemly. That means they're crazy, folks. That means that they're not working with a full deck. That means something going on with them. Something going on with them when two women wanted to get married. Something going on with their psyche. Two men wanted to get married. Something Dr. King then set the civil rights movement for two sisters to get together or two bulldaggers to get together. It's not of God. It's not of God. It's a reprobate thing. It's a sickness. It's a mental ill. When a man is sick, he have to have help. When a woman is sick, she have to have help. This is Bishop Turner coming to you from Blog Talk Radio, live stream, coming to you on YouTube saying that they are sick. And the sickness of what's happening to America, every country but America have said and said, wait a minute, somebody, this ain't right. From the president to the governor to the alderman to the mayor all over the country, because every city that have okayed some same-sex marriage, they in violation of God. But God said Adam and Eve, not Adam and Steve. So by that, God gonna move in mysterious ways. Storm after storm, flood back to back, sickness all over, because we won't obey God. And we first must obey the work of God. We must obey the will of God. When we obey God, things that will happen for us will work. I'm telling you and you, if you begin to look at what you can do to help your brother, your sister, what you can do on this Martin Luther King birthday, Dr. King was talking about economic rights, right for you to have a job, the right for you to have a business, the right for you to start your grocery store, start your shop. So what we need to do in 2014, we don't need to fight people. We need to start our own business. We need to look at the churches, the mega churches. What are they doing to promote business? What are they doing to feed hungry people? Father Divine had soup line. He fed people out of his church. But tell me who feeding people every day, 5 days a week without a gimmick, feeding people on the street, helping people getting home, helping ladies get back and children and bringing families back together. That's what the movement is all about. The movement can never die because it's about feeding the hungry. It's about clothing the naked. It's about seeing about people across the world. And when you're not doing that, when you caught up in greed and lust, we're nasty. We're caught up in greed and lust. We're letting our young folks die. We're letting our infrastructure die. We're letting our government die because we have sold out. We have sold out and said, well, Bishop, it's all right for all the men to get married to each other. It's all right for all the women to get married to each other. because we are sick. It's a mental illness. It's mental illness at the part of it, and the Bible said it. God would turn them over to a reprobate mind to do that which is unseemly. So what does that mean, Bishop? That means that they have already been crazy. They are already mentally ill. And can't three doctors get in the room and tell it's not. It's not normal for a woman to lay with another woman. It's not normal for a man to lay with another man. I don't care how many laws they pass. I don't care if Washington passed it, Congress passed it. It's wrong from the pits of hell. It's wrong because God said Adam and Eve, not Adam and Steve. God said Adam and Eve, not Adam and Steve. So get it out of your psyche, get it out of your mind, get it out of your spirit. Tell them punks to go back and get healed. Tell them bulldogs to go back and get saved because it's not of God. If I want to do anything today on Martin Luther King Day, homosexuality is wrong, not of God. Church minister, if you're a minister of God, if you are a member of a church, you know homosexuality is wrong. God made man and woman for each other, not man and man for man. God made Adam and Eve, not Adam and Steve. So I want to tell you today, if I don't get nothing through to you, if you go down that path of homosexuality, you're going on a path to destroy the human race. You're going on a path to destroy the moral and the fiber of America. Think it over. That homosexuality is a mental illness. People are sick to even think that way. People are sick. I never it's all right for two women to get married. What is the church going to do? Where is the church? We are on a path of distinction. We are on a path of annihilating each other, violence, killing, and also homosexuality. Let me say it again. God made it very clear in the Bible. Romans 1 and 26. So I will turn them over to a reprobate mind. They're doing that which unseemly because they have gone crazy. They're mad. When you see a mad dog, you kill him. When you see a mad animal, you kill him. If you're in Africa, you see a mad elephant, they kill him. Men have gone mad with this homosexual thing, and we're buying into it. So it is all right. It's not all right. For God so loved the world, he gave his only begotten Son, not to condemn it, to save it. And I want to tell you, if you read your Bible, if you look anywhere in the Word of God, you are a king and queen, and God put man for woman and woman for man to recreate. You cannot recreate with two men living together, two women living together, with the lie, the tricknology, the trick that the lawyers have put, saying, well, we need same-sex marriage to get our benefit. If the government want to give you your benefit, you ain't got to be married. So that means I can marry a dog and give my benefit. I can marry a horse and give him my benefit. See how crazy that sounds? That's crazy because we're living in a crazy society that has got away from God. They have got away from God. They have left God by themselves. But I want to tell you today, 2014, God going to show up, God going to cut up, and God going to put this stuff in place. In all thy ways acknowledge God, he will direct your path. And I want you to know, wherever you might be, God is still in control of the world. God is still making things. I want to tell you, it's God and God and God and nobody else. Let me say it again. It's God, God and God and God and nobody else. I'm Alpha and Omega. I'm the beginning and the end. I'm the first and the last. So God, in the beginning, God created the heaven and earth. In the beginning, God spoke to darkness, and that was light. God said, let us make man in my image and my likeness. Then he put man in a sleep and said, let me make one man to walk beside man. Now, ain't nowhere where God made two men to do nothing together. God ain't made two women to do nothing together. He made Adam and Eve. God did that. And you're going to tell me God is a lie? You're going to tell